So hi there, I am Renny Palgatan. So today, I'm going to make a vlog about purposive communication. I'll be sharing the most important lesson I learned about this subject and how it will going to connect to my field. I'll be explaining also in an English language. I'll be sharing because I'll be going to be a future English language teacher. I'll be going to explain it in English. So now, purposive communication is not just a communication style or a subject. Purposive communication is a subject that will going to take you a deeper meaning about communication that will going to help you to make clarification and appropriate understanding about the culture, not just a culture but everything that has communication. For me, the most important lesson I've learned for purposive communication is the importance of audience awareness in the context of communication. It may sound simple at first, but it's really powerful. As a future language teacher, especially English teacher, we won't just be giving lecture. We'll be communicators who need to reach different types of students with different needs and learning styles and background. So, in so when we say going to say importance of audience awareness in context communication, it is a vital instrument for us to know our students if they really has the interest, the awareness, and the topic that we're going to discuss to them. So let me give you an example. Imagine teaching us a concept of the subject-verb agreement. It explaining using complex terms. Students who are just starting out, they feel lost, right? So, but if I adjust my words, give relatable examples, and use visual or real life situation, my students will understand and engage that better purposive communication action adjusting my message. Depending on the audience, the purpose of the lesson to continue. This lesson also reminded me that communication doesn't only happen through words. It includes non-verbal communication like tone of voice, facial expression, gestures, and even the learning environment. As a teacher, my facial expression alone can encourage students or discourage because when we say discourage and encourage, it includes the motivation and engagement of the teacher. So for the motivation, it always comes up with the teacher. So how will I be going to what you call this initiate my attitude towards them? We're going to affect them at the end of the class. So even the learning environment as a teacher, my facial can encourage them. So my tone can shape patience or perception. So learning how to be conscious of all of these aspects or this element is incredibly important because as a teacher, we are the second parent of the classroom. So we should enable to have the initiative to think what will go in the action or the effectiveness of my lesson if I'm going to do this. Another key idea is a barrier of the communication. Noise, misunderstanding, language difference, or even emotion. As a teacher, we need to be more aware of what will going to happen of these four corners of the classroom. For example, the language barrier. So as a teacher, we should always assist our student that is struggling with these English language or English language. So we should go into assist them. So ask them if they're really okay about what I am going to what will going to I'm going to explain or something that I am explaining if they really clearly understand about the topic. So next is the misunderstanding of the to be imparted with these assisting my students. So the misunderstanding is the most misconception of my sometimes in my demo teaching. So I'll be going to explain this. So in my demo teaching, I am assisting them also. So facilitating. So next is the emotion. The emotion will going to affect as a teacher, we need to be aware this part and learn how to overcome them. So learn to comfort them in such way that we're going to boost their confidence in the classroom. Not, for example, not invalidating on how they're going to explain the classroom. Not, for example, praising them even they are not really connected with the topic, but simple simple correction without disrespecting them will going to boost their confidence and that this is my teacher, I'm really good at that, this is my teacher because of that kind of attitude that even my answer is not really another is um another is what is flexible and mindful, effective communicator. When we say flexible, we should always do we all write our about code switching? Like, we should be flexible with that because some of our learners will not really understand about the English language. Next is the mindful. So we should be always mindful about the words that coming up from our mouth, because as a language teacher, as a teacher also, we have the code of ethics. So we should be in what we call this, respectful with the words that coming from our mouth. So next is effective communicator. So why should we need to be effective? Because effective communication doesn't mean you're good in language or in English. You are effective. Effective communicator is a flexible human or a flexible teacher that will going to adapt on how they are really understanding the subject. So how we're going to judge or how we're going to assess the topic that we are giving. So that's what I learned from purposive communication. The effective teaching starts with a purposeful communication. Whenever I'm teaching grammar or I am learning something that has imparted with the communication, it's always start with the effective teaching of the teacher. So considering my audience is one of my biggest impact of my learning or as a future language